For tens of thousands of years, the story of our closest extinct relatives, the Neanderthals, was almost exclusively a tale of inland survival. We pictured them in caves and on windswept plains, hardy hunters of large game, enduring the harsh climates of Ice Age Europe. The coast, it was long assumed, was a world they barely touched, a resource-rich environment that only modern humans, Homo sapiens, truly learned to master. But that entire narrative is being washed away by the tide. Recent discoveries along the Iberian Peninsula are revealing a connection between Neanderthals and the sea that is far deeper and far more ancient than we ever imagined. Thanks to one of the most ephemeral forms of evidence, fossilized footprints. Our story begins in June 2020 on the Matalascañas beach in southern Spain's Doñana National Park. After a period of intense storms and high tides, two biologists were strolling along the shore when they noticed an exposed surface of fossilized sediment. At first, they saw the tracks of long-extinct animals, aurochs, deer, and wild boars. But a more detailed look by a team of paleontologists, led by Eduardo Mayoral, revealed something astonishing: 87 distinct hominin footprints frozen in time. Initial analysis was electrifying. By dating a sediment layer just above the tracks, the team estimated their age to be around 106,000 years old. This placed them squarely in the Upper Pleistocene, a time when Neanderthals were the only known hominins inhabiting the region. This was hailed as the earliest evidence of Neanderthal footprints on the Iberian Peninsula, offering a rare snapshot of a Neanderthal social group in motion. And what a snapshot it was! The footprints ranged in size from 14 to 29 centimeters, suggesting a mixed group of at least 36 individuals. By analyzing the print dimensions, researchers could estimate the age and stature of those who made them. The group was a true community. It included 25 adults, both male and female, and 11 children. The presence of so many young individuals, including one believed to be as young as 6, painted a vivid picture of a family or social group. Most intriguingly, some of the smaller footprints were arranged in what the lead researcher, Mayoral, described as a quote, chaotic pattern. He suggested they were left by children, as if they were playing or loitering on the shore. One set of tracks even appeared to show a child jumping irregularly as though dancing. This single site near what was likely an ancient watering hole told us so much. It wasn't just proof of Neanderthals on the coast, but of a thriving, multi-generational community interacting with their environment in a relatable, deeply human way. They might have been there to hunt, to forage for shellfish, or perhaps simply to be. But just as the scientific community was absorbing this revolutionary finding, the story of the Matalascañas footprints took a dramatic twist. Further research, using more direct dating techniques on the footprint-bearing surface itself, was about to push the clock back, way back. Scientists used a method called optically stimulated luminescence, or OSL, which can determine the last time sediment grains were exposed to sunlight. In 2022, the results were published, and they were stunning. The new age was not 106,000 years, but a staggering 295,800 years old. This new date places the footprints deep within the Middle Pleistocene, a period of significant climate change. It means the track makers were not the classic Neanderthals who lived much later, but were likely their direct predecessors or very early members of their lineage, such as Homo heidelbergensis. This makes the site even more precious. The fossil record for hominins in Europe during the Middle Pleistocene is exceptionally scarce, and footprints are rarer still. Before this redating, the only older hominin footprints in Europe were found in Italy and dated to between 380,000 and 345,000 years ago. This discovery fundamentally alters our understanding of early human history on the European coastline. It suggests that a deep connection with coastal environments was not a late development for the Neanderthal lineage, but was established far earlier than previously thought. Almost 300,000 years ago, when these prints were made, sea levels were much lower. The shoreline would have been kilometers farther out, creating a vast coastal plain with shallow, salty water bodies, a landscape that would have been a magnet for animal life and, as we now know, for our ancient relatives. And the Madalascan's discovery doesn't stand alone. Further evidence reinforcing this narrative of coastal Neanderthals comes from just across the border in Portugal. A 2025 study published in Scientific Reports unveiled the first Neanderthal footprints ever found in that country. These discoveries were made at two sites along the Algarve coast, Praia do Telheiro, dated to about 82,000 years ago, and Monte Clérigo, dated to around 78,000 years ago. At Monte Clérigo, researchers documented 5 trackways and 26 individual footprints on a steep slope that was once a coastal dune. Once again, the prints were left by both adults and very young children, some estimated to be as young as 1 or 2 years old. The trackways show individuals moving both up and down the dune, suggesting coordinated movement, perhaps during a hunt or a foraging expedition. In a tantalizing clue, one trackway even shows human footprints overlapping with those of a red deer, hinting at a possible pursuit. At the nearby Praia do Telheiro's site, a single footprint was found, likely made by a teenager or a small adult female. Together, these Portuguese sites provide direct, irrefutable evidence that Neanderthals were not just visiting, but actively and skillfully navigating the dynamic coastal dune environments of Atlantic Iberia. The recurring presence of children, once again, points to the coast as a landscape for family and social activities. This is why fossilized footprints, or einites, are such a powerful form of evidence. They are fundamentally different from skeletal remains or stone tools. Bones and tools can be transported by water or scavengers over vast distances in time, mixing contexts. But footprints provide a direct record of an individual's presence at a specific place and a specific moment in time. They are, as the researchers of the Portuguese sites argue, a quote, snapshot of life tens of thousands of years ago. From these snapshots, we can infer behavior in ways that are impossible with other evidence. The spacing and depth of the prints can reveal the speed of movement, whether someone was walking, running, or climbing a slope. The range of sizes in a group of prints gives us direct insight into the composition of a social group, revealing the presence of children and infants who are so often missing from the skeletal fossil record. The tracks at Madalascan's and Monte Clérigo, with their mix of adult and juvenile prints, are a testament to this, showing that the entire community was part of life on the coast. These discoveries are part of a growing body of evidence. At Le Rosel in Normandy, France, a remarkable set of 257 Neanderthal footprints, dated to around 80,000 years ago, was unearthed in what was once a coastal creek bed. That site also showed a group dominated by children and adolescents, further cementing the idea that these coastal locations were vital hubs for Neanderthal social life. All of this evidence is helping to completely erode the old image of Neanderthals as one-dimensional inland hunters of megafauna like mammoths and woolly rhinos. For years, evidence from cave sites, particularly in Gibraltar and Portugal, has hinted that they were far more capable. For example, excavations at the Figueira Brava cave in Portugal revealed that between 86,000 and 106,000 years ago, the Neanderthals living there had a diet that was up to 50% marine-based. They systematically harvested mollusks, crustaceans like brown crabs, fish, and even marine mammals such as seals. Evidence of cooking, like roasted crabs, shows a sophisticated approach to these resources. This directly challenges the long-held theory that the consumption of omega-3 rich seafood gave Homo sapiens a decisive cognitive advantage over Neanderthals. If Neanderthals were also regularly eating these foods, the picture becomes far more complex. The footprints add a new, dynamic dimension to this coastal adaptation. They show Neanderthals not just consuming marine resources found in caves, but actively moving through, navigating, and utilizing the coastal landscape itself. An ecological analysis combining data from various Iberian sites confirms a diversified diet. While it was primarily based on terrestrial animals like deer and horses, it was significantly supplemented with coastal and marine life. This dietary flexibility demonstrates an incredible level of ecological and cognitive adaptability. Neanderthals weren't driven to the coast out of desperation. They appear to have been masters of this environment, capable of planning routes, hunting in complex dune landscapes, and integrating diverse food sources into their survival strategy. The discovery of these footprints on the coasts of Spain and Portugal is more than just a new entry in the fossil record. It is a fundamental rewriting of the Neanderthal story. It pushes back their deep connection to marine environments by hundreds of thousands of years. It replaces the brutish, club-wielding cave-dweller stereotype with a far more nuanced and familiar portrait, that of a capable and adaptable human, living a complex social life in a rich and varied world. The prints on the sand at Madalascañas, Monte Clarigo, and Le Roselle are the ghostly traces of families, of adults and children moving together across ancient shorelines. They are the echoes of games played, of hunts undertaken, and of a deep, enduring connection to the sea. They remind us that the story of humanity is written not just in bone and stone, but also in the fleeting impressions left by bare feet on a sandy beach, preserved by a geological miracle for us to rediscover. These discoveries challenge us to see Neanderthals not as a failed extinct offshoot of our family tree, but as a parallel form of humanity, with their own rich history of exploration, adaptation, and life by the coast.